Bind me, gag me, take me to the bunny ranch. People dying, kill me in the packing house. Even you have...
Hey!
Hey! So one forgets how loud you can do that.
I know, right? I just haven't done this in a minute. So what I just yelled right before I turned on the mic is it's snowing.
It's snowing!
Yeah, we're in New York City, and it's snowing. So, yeah, kind of amazing.
There goes the evergreen part of this podcast.
Well, no, I mean, like, I'm not saying it's going to snow in the summer or nothing like that, but, yeah, it's...
But it very well could be.
Yeah, it could be. Global warming and all that. Well, fuck, I just got off the plane last night, and...
Welcome.
Oh, thanks, yeah. And, no, I stepped out of, like, the taxi, and I had a zillion bags,
Yeah.
and... It obviously had snowed like 2 days earlier. There was so much slush on the ground. It's like New York slush too.
Actually, that slush was just for you. That literally started when you got onto your plane and flew over here. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even joking. I was like, I wonder if they're going to delay the
because we had a ton of rain and everything when we landed, when I drove over and stuff like that. So I kind of just assumed, because it wasn't cold enough to snow.
Yeah.
But it was like New York slush. And by that I mean it's like
which
gray.
is the worst.
Yeah, it's gray and brown and gross.
For you kids who don't live in New York, it is the worst when it snows here because every single street corner has like a deep little divot and you never know, that looks solid. Maybe I'll just step right there. And then all of a sudden you're knee deep into slush water.
Yeah.
Awful.
It's also it just turns gray.
Yeah.
And also it was slick as shit. That's what I was saying. I got out of the taxi and like I almost just ate like all the shit. Yeah. So, because it happens after a light snowfall, which is what we're looking at right now. So thankfully, I'm not planning on going outside.
Yeah, I have no intention of leaving today. So
yeah. Actually, Stu and I have phone calls to do later in about an hour and 5 minutes from now. So, I'm going to warn you guys beforehand that we're kind of capped on time a little bit because we have to talk to a lawyer. Listen, guys.
That can insinuate so many things. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry, guys. It's nothing to worry about. We just have to do, standard business practice things.
Lawyery stuff.
It's funny because, we have a company. And so we have certain kind of considerations.
Got to take care of stuff.
Yeah, we have to do things.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're in my loft in New York. I actually haven't been here in a minute. Yeah. I'm a little sore from my flight. Yeah.
I've been keeping it clean.
I know. You keep my place in fine condition. Stu is actually making a stew right now.
Yes.
It's on the stove.
It's going to be delicious.
It looks great. He's making some beef stew. So I think for today's episode, I'll be calling you Beef Stew.
Fair enough.
For the rest of
high school all over again.
Yes.
It's either that or meatloaf. So, whatever.
Your mom's meatloaf. Yes. So, one of the things I think we like to do, especially when Stu is on, is we do kind of like theme or like list episodes.
Yeah.
So we decided we're going to do a list one because give it a minute, kids.
I'm super excited about this one, actually.
Yeah, this one's going to be fun because I forget where it came from. We were like just chatting about like, let's talk about something specific.
Yeah.
And somehow we fell on TV show theme songs, but then we went into spin-offs and
crossovers. Yeah. This is, when I was younger in, the 80s, 90s era, I used to watch a lot of TV. And for some reason, I got really excited when there were crossovers going on. Yeah. And I feel like there were a lot of spin-offs around that time as well. And, it's
especially that 80s era was spin-off central.
Yeah. And it was, I don't know. I just found the whole thing kind of exciting. The story continues on, or like, you know, you're watching one show and then all of a sudden you see like your favorite characters from another show pop onto that show. And you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, this is all happening. My dreams.
Yeah. Yes. I finally get to see Homicide: Life on the Street cross over with Saint Elsewhere.
And you know, the funny thing is that at that time there was also like, there was no internet. So nobody was talking about it. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
And also we couldn't get those episodes on demand whenever we wanted. It was like you got them at the time.
Yeah, you saw it when it aired, and that was virtually it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there were definitely like, there were reruns, but you still had to wait for that time.
Yes.
You couldn't have it when you wanted it.
You had to be lucky.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for the Mr. Belvedere 6 Feet Under crossover. That's. I can't wait till they re-air that one. That puppy. So I don't know what format we'll go off. I mean, I think we should just like kind of just in general, just kind of like dive in and stuff. I mean, we could talk about, okay, there's the king of crossovers, not crossovers, spin-offs, which is Happy Days.
Yes.
Happy Days, we had, you know, which is also, I will say that all of the shows involved with Happy Days had great theme songs.
Okay. All right.
Happy Days is amazing, right?
Yeah, like, I don't remember much from that show. Like,
except for the opening fucking 30 seconds.
Who doesn't know the opening theme song?
When I was a kid, I fucking hated that show.
Yeah, me too.
But I listened to I watched the opening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I still think that Laverne and Shirley is a spinoff.
Yeah, I also didn't watch that show, but knew the theme song.
Right? Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shamil, Schmazel, House of Pepper Incorporated.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn it back now. So, Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy.
Yeah. Also, never. I don't know that I've ever watched an entire episode.
When I was a kid, like, it was on Nick at Night in my late childhood.
Yeah.
And like even then, like, yeah, no, I'm sure Robin Williams was gold.
I was about to say I might try it now just because I like Robin Williams' work.
I have a feeling it's not going to hold up.
No.
Like, no, I mean, I don't know, but I have a feeling it doesn't. I think there's a reason why people kind of hold it in their hearts back then and not today.
And not today. There was something I read about that show that I found really funny, which was that apparently when they used to write the scripts, they would write like half of a script and then
the rest would just like Robin Williams let him off the leash.
Yeah, exactly. Robin Williams does something funny here for the next 10 minutes and then we come back to script.
Well, apparently I think they had a roving camera.
Oh, did
essentially, yeah. So it's like usually like a 4-camera setup, and like 3 of them were set normal, and one of them was just a roving camera to kind of just follow Robin Williams, just to catch whatever he was doing.
Apparently, when he auditioned for it, the person at the audition told him to go ahead and have a seat, and they'd call him when they were ready. And as an alien, he went and sat down, like doing a headstand on the chair. Yeah, and they were like, "We cast him because he was the only alien that auditioned."
He was the alien. Yeah, exactly.
Which is awesome.
We have Joni Loves Chachi also.
Never watched that show.
Never seen an episode. Couldn't tell you its theme song.
Nor I.
Yeah. I think that's.
I'm glad that we started though with Happy Days and it was the king of the spinoffs.
It was the king of the spinoffs.
We blew our wad way early.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, you gotta open with it. Like, you know,
of course.
Yeah. It's. I don't think I ever watched Laverne and Shirley. Same thing with Happy Days. Never watched episodes of that.
And Laverne and Shirley to me is actually kind of interesting because I didn't realize that it had Michael McKean in it until I was older.
Yes. You know, until you became like a fan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like, and I'd seen Clue and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is great. Mm-hmm. And I actually, shout out to Michael McKean. I used to love, there was a Disney show that had him as a secret agent and he was playing his own twin brother. And it was like, wow, it was awesome.
I've never heard of this.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
He was a regular on SNL, I think, for one season.
Yeah.
It was so weird, but amazingly weird.
But but for some reason, I just love him. I think he's just.
Oh, I think he's fantastic.
And, I mean, obviously,
he'll always be Mr. Green to me.
Yeah, exactly. Or this is Spinal Tap, which is he was.
I mean, of course, yes, yeah.
But like he's one of those people that you discover, at least in our generation. I feel like you discover him at a young age, and then you find out, oh, he's got a body of work that came well before my time, and he is a great actor. So. I feel like that's what we're going to do a lot with this episode. I mean, I think you and I both have a list of like some of our favorite spinoffs, some of our favorite,
and also some of my least favorites. Too.
Yeah. Definitely.
I have some of them on there. I mean, because listen, we can always touch on things like NCI, or whatever. I
think it's NCIS was a JAG spinoff.
Yes, yeah. And also they have a zillion other ones. CSI, CSI has a zillion. Going. Same with the Law and Orders. I mean, I think it's only recently where
SVU.
You have SVU. Oh yeah, have you not watched any of these Law and Orders?
No, the original I watched for a while.
I love these procedurals.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great. They're like chicken soup. I mean, it tastes the same every time. It's great.
The exact same format.
Yeah, it's like Coca-Cola. Every bottle is the same. Like, I know what I'm getting when I watch a Law and Order. And it's like, and funny enough, like chicken soup, I only eat it when I'm sick. I'm just have the flu. I'm gonna watch all of these Law and Orders.
It's like now. The Price is Right.
Sam Waterston, man. Oh boy. Oh, it's so good, so good. And there's a zillion of them too. I even watched the Los Angeles spinoff of.
I don't even know what that one would be.
It takes place in Los Angeles. Same thing. Los Angeles. Yeah. It's
wait.
Whoa. Slow down.
They have crime in Los Angeles?
Yeah. No, they do. They do.
God. Didn't they start doing like spinoffs that just the only difference was that they take place in different cities? Like it's like Las Vegas SVU and like Miami SVU and like.
Yeah, I mean, yes. But also, which one am I? Yeah. I think it's SVU. I don't know. It's not SVU. It's NCIS or one of those ones.
Okay.
God dang it. I can't remember it right now.
Well, let me ask you something because you know a lot about this stuff. I mean, you've been in the business for a while. The guy who originally wrote Law and Order, like he came up with the concept. Does he just keep getting residuals for every spinoff that they have?
So, my special lady friend for Halloween, she just wore a T-shirt that said executive producer Dick Wolf.
Oh yes. Of course, it's Dick Wolf. Yeah,
and so it's like, yeah, cool. It's like, oh, cool. You're Law and Order is what you are. You are just all of the Law and Orders. Yeah. So yeah, no, Mr. Dick Wolf is not doing bad for himself nowadays. I mean, we should probably even look it up. But how many spinoffs have come on Law and Order?
Oh, I'm sure just massive amounts.
No, and again, those things. I love those things. I love procedurals. Like I loved Bones. Yeah. And not loved it, but I hold on.
Loved is a strong word.
I'm gonna backtrack on that one a little bit. I liked it when I had the flu.
I loved Angel. Oh no, wait.
Yeah, no,
not quite.
But they had a spinoff called The Finder, I think it was.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually look this up physically.
Fair enough.
Which was not as good.
Yeah.
But are there any shows that you had that like had like a spinoff that you like
loved?
Like
Frasier is the one that
Cheers.
I go
there
to.
You go.
Yeah.
That's very strong.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely loved Frasier to a point where, like, as a teenager, I was like, "Do I want to become a psychiatrist? Is this something that I'd be interested in?" Like,
because it sounds hilarious.
It seemed funny. like all they do, and people who have heard me on this podcast, all they do is like sit around and drink wine all the time and go to the theater. And I was like, "That sounds awesome."
They have a cute dog,
and they play chess, and I was like, "This sounds fabulous." I absolutely love that show. There are a lot though that I liked. I recently got into one. I recently got into Better Call Saul, and oh my gosh, so good,
super cool. I'm a little behind.
Yeah,
so no spoilers.
No.
Spoiler free.
Yep.
But yes, yeah. I mean, did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go. So yeah.
But not in time. Like
it also be funny if you actually just watched Better Call Saul
and then started Breaking Bad.
That's why I had to double check because you opened with Better Call Saul. I'm like, yeah. Like, no.
One of our collectively favorite shows, Simpsons, counts as a spinoff.
That is completely true. Gosh, that's not in my notes. That's a good one.
It was really fun going over this list and like trying to figure out like, oh yeah, I forgot that started somewhere. Tracy Ullman show, man.
Yeah, Tracy Ullman. Simpsons, which we actually did discuss doing an entire episode about Simpsons.
Yes, we did.
But also, I think we probably need a third and fourth party.
Yeah.
Simply because you would just spend the entire time just quoting it.
Yep, I would.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you know this about Stu, audience members, but
I can't help myself.
He can't help it. He
really
does it all the time.
I really can't.
He's
everything is relatable,
and also he's got a steel trap memory too. So like he might have just watched the episode once, like forever ago, and
it just stays there.
It's verbatim too. I mean, it's just I wouldn't call it. It's not like Here's what I'll say: it's embarrassingly good. Your memory.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I was gonna say borderline embarrassing. No. You embarrass yourself.
No,
sir.
I embarrass the shit out of myself.
You embarrass
I know.
yourself, sir.
The funny thing is, you say verbatim, and yet I've got like 3 or 4 Simpsons friends, yourself included, who, if I don't do it verbatim,
they correct
call
you.
Me out on it.
Wow.
Like, hey, that's not what he said.
He said, but not and.
Exactly.
Jerk off. You fucking jerk.
Hang your head in shame.
Hang your head in shame, you stupid.
Voicemails. We're always getting voicemails. 845 Easy E hoax. I said it's 845 Easy E hoax. It might sound dumb, but it's not a joke. It's 845 Easy E hoax. Voicemail.
Hello? My name is Hank Hill from Arlen, Texas. I was just wondering if you had another copy of Home Alone on VHS. My son Bobby kind of ran through the tape real fast. So if you could just call me back at this number, that'd be really appreciated. All right, Macaulay Culkin, have a nice day.
Voicemails.
Speaking of hanging one's head in shame, Joey.
Yeah, okay. I know. It was funny. Okay, so we talked about doing this spin-off crossover episode, and the first thing out of fucking Stu's mouth is Joey. I shit you not. I wrote it down.
I've been getting on a Friends kick lately.
Yeah, but you're like, oh, super famous spin-offs like Joey and Frasier. That was literally quote unquote what you said.
And Matt goes, are we counting Joey as super famous?
Are we doing Joey? Is this our thing? Like, is this where we're at? Like, it was the first fucking spinoff that you thought of, and like, it's not like you said it like as if it was a failure or anything like that. Like, you said it as if it was a success.
Yes, which it was not a success.
Obviously, no. It's like what's that baseball movie that LeBlanc Ed?
Oh
yeah. It's the Ed of spinoffs.
Although
they both have Matt LeBlanc in it.
I have to give Matt LeBlanc a little bit of credit. I do like episodes. The show that he came out with.
Oh, I thought you like episodes of Joey.
No. I do like episodes. I think that show's pretty good.
I've never been.
I feel like you might like it actually.
I'm sure I would. No. I'm just.
I think it's in your wheelhouse. And I have a question for you actually, as far as this whole list goes. I wasn't quite sure. I wanted to count Colbert Report.
I have it in my list too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's a spinoff.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was playing a character in both.
Right.
Yes. Which actually, I will say, I do like his work on late night right now.
I do too.
I think he's fucking great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I miss
Colbert.
I miss his character.
Yeah, yep.
And I miss like kind of the
that
kind of political bent.
And hats off to him for being able to do 2 talk shows as different characters.
Yeah. Well, one's a character and the other is himself.
Is himself.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, but it's still pretty impressive.
I'm not taking away from it. Like, yeah.
I mean, to do 2 popular shows, I guess I should say is
exactly. Like Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah, but that's playing the same character.
Oh, okay, touche. You got me there, sir.
So then, do we count? Does Last Week Tonight count then as a spin-off?
No, because it's not. I don't think it's a direct kind of thing. I think Jon Stewart kind of not allowed him. But, I know. I make himself like a fucking taskmaster or something. But no, give him a platform.
Yeah.
From which to kind of launch from. I mean, same thing with like White Snacks show on HBO. Like he was a correspondent.
Okay.
But you wouldn't call that a spin-off of the Daily Show.
Right.
Whereas there's a direct connection with the Colbert Show and
Sure.
the Daily Show simply because also it came right after the Daily Show.
Yeah.
And he was pretty much playing the same character.
Right.
So then the same kind of oblivious conservative.
Right. So do we count then Samantha Bee's show also that came after?
See, now we're starting to hit the I think that gray area a little bit.
Sure.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I think you bring up a fine question.
Yeah.
Hey, audience members, you should call in. Call in to our hotline. It's something easy hoax.
1-845 easy hoax.
Is that really what it is?
That is exactly what it is.
No, repeat the number.
845 easy hoax.
Yeah. So call that number and let us know what you think, whether or not Samantha Bee and even Last Week Tonight is technically a spinoff of the Daily Show. Because I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence on that one. I think that's where they cut their teeth.
Sure.
I think you'd be it's absurd to think that they didn't get influence from the Daily Show either.
Yeah.
So, it's I don't even know. So I have a really terribly terrible spinoff.
Okay.
That 80s Show.
Oh, God. You know what? I even debated on whether or not I was going to bring that up.
Oh, you thought about it?
I did definitely.
It popped in your brain.
It did. And yeah. God. Just wow. Just did not work.
Yeah. I can tell you from my modest experience that those kids did not like that show and did not think it was a good idea and did not think it was funny at all.
No, I don't blame them.
No, and it was like, fuck those kids.
Yeah. It was that bad.
I mean, it was like, I can't, listen, I said from my modest experience.
Yeah.
But, they were insulted a little bit.
Why? I mean, look, okay, honestly, the show was bad, but I would take it as a compliment that, like, okay, my show is so good that they're trying to make some more money off of it.
And also, like, those kids, like, listen, they just got a gig in Hollywood.
Yeah. Give them, cut them some slack.
Cut the kids some slack. They didn't write the freaking thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Come on. I mean, look, I doubt that they freaking, blackballed them or anything like that, but still.
I don't know. Go out to a club and, like, Danny Masterson's like, God, fuck those kids. I'm not dancing with them.
I'm not talking to those 80s kids. That's a different decade.
So I did in some of mine, I tried to go back, to more childish or childhood stuff.
No, childish stuff.
Yeah,
no, I say stick with childish.
I was a huge fan when I was younger of the Flintstone Kids.
You know what? I actually did enjoy that show. I did watch it. I mean, I watched like a season of it, but I couldn't tell you a single episode.
I could tell you one.
Go ahead.
I could tell you
Go
one.
ahead.
I seem to remember there was.
Keep it brief.
Yeah. I don't remember much of it. I just seem to remember there was one. I can actually remember two. There was one that Bam Bam got covered in cement. And he was he turned into a statue, but he was a talking statue.
Wait, Bam Bam was one of the kids?
He was one of the kids.
Because isn't he a child of them?
Yes. That was the whole thing, was that it was Pebbles and Bam Bam, and they were teenagers. And so, like, the whole family was still there, but it was more the adventures of like Pebbles and Bam Bam, who are like a couple,
and their kids and their friends.
No, not their kids, just their teenage friend.
But wasn't there like a young Fred and
I feel like I know what you're talking about, but
I think I'm thinking about the freaking commercials. I think about Cocoa Pebbles commercials where there was like young Fred and
you have already
Wilma.
made me sing a Fruity Pebbles commercial on this podcast. It's not happening twice.
Damn, I almost had you.
But yeah, I remember that episode, and I remember there was an episode where they found out that like I think that Bam Bam was like a great singer when he was in the shower, but out of the shower, he was bad.
God, Jesus Christ. Now that you say that, I fucking remember that. Look, I mean, I have a feeling that's a ripoff of another show, too.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
They like have him out on stage in a shower.
Yes. God damn it. See, this is also reminding me of something else. I bet you this is like a Three Company episode or something like that.
All right. Are you ready for it? The song is "Don't Rock Now, Rock Now, Rock Now, because my love has grown stone cold." That's all I remember.
Wow. There we go.
Steel Trap, kids.
Yeah, there you go. Fucking Stewart P. Steel Trap Miller over here.
Another one I came up with was Tiny Toons, which I wasn't sure was a spin-off or not.
I mean, yes. I mean, it's not spinning off of a television show per se. But yeah, no, I'll give that a spin-off quality. Yeah,
because they still had they had Bugs Bunny, they had Porky Pig. They were all teachers at the university.
No, I know, but it didn't spin off of a particular television show.
Exactly,
they were shorts.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I think you can do. I guess would we count like television shows, like movies that turn into television shows as spin-offs?
Interesting.
Because they did a Ferris Bueller's Day Off show.
Oh, that's right.
They even did an Uncle Buck.
No kidding.
I think actually they did 2 of those.
I was going to bring up along those lines, Muppet Babies. I think started with Muppets Take Manhattan.
Yeah, but they did have a television show.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I think. Was Muppet Babies a spawn of Muppets Take Manhattan, or
I know it was just spawn of the Muppets in general.
Okay, that was.
But at least you can say the Muppet Show. At least they had a television show,
right?
Yeah,
they had a television show, but because in Muppets Take Manhattan, there is a moment where Piggy's
Mama, Dada, Poo Poo,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
Is that what inspired the cartoon show?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yes, I bet you it is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I can call it a spin-off because it's a spin-off of a previous television show.
Sure.
Technically.
Right on.
But yeah, Muppet Babies. Also, that was a show. I like that more than the Flintstones Kids.
I was a huge fan of Muppet Babies.
Me too.
Animal
that was appointment television for me. Like when I was 8 years old or whatever it was, like 6, 7, looking at you.
It was, the Saturday morning cartoons, man.
Yeah, I had to get there. No, I watched the repeats. It was great.
Yeah.
Nanny.
Yeah. Nanny, who you never saw but had the green and white stockings.
It's such a fantastic idea.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of cartoons, not to get too off topic, but a lot of cartoons did that. Like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, you never saw his face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure if we sat down and thought about it, we could come up with at least a few more where you just never saw that person.
Yeah, you never saw they were. Yeah, I just loved that because it was also this ambiguous adult character.
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid, it's kind of it's an adult.
Peanuts. Peanuts is another place where you never see the adults.
You never see adults. I mean, they're a disembodied voice, but it's the same concept, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, in that case and in Muppet Babies' case, what I think is interesting about that is that they're basically saying this character doesn't, as far as the kids are concerned, they hear the voice, they see the legs. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Go off and use your own imagination.
And also, they were incredibly large legs, too.
Yeah.
They were really those little babies, they didn't even go up to her knee kind of thing.
Yeah. They were tiny.
Yeah. No, she had some calves on her. Boy, howdy. Yeah. No. Yeah. And again, it's also left them alone a lot, Nanny.
Yeah. Yeah. She was very rarely in the nursery.
They went on a lot of adventures. And I mean, look, for us, it's only 20 minutes, but that could have been like 4 hours where she just left a group of mutant children, essentially.
Yeah, tons of them.
Yeah, like a dozen mutant children. Just like, yeah, no, it's kind of a half frog person. Yeah, like, oh, and like, yeah, he's dating the half pig baby. That's cool. They seem to be affectionate. You know what? They seem fine. I'm going to go watch some fucking Mr. Belvedere right now.
I used to love, on Muppet Babies, I used to love when, what's his name? Where Beaker and
Bunsen
and Dr. Bunsen and Honeydew used to come over. Like, it was very rare that it happened, but every once in a while they had babies of themselves come over.
Yeah.
Like, to do whatever.
I always thought Bunsen was adorable.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have eyes. Yeah. He had glasses, but he didn't have eyes. He was so smooth.
I only remember him having eyes in Great Muppet Caper whenever Gonzo would take a picture and the flash was so bright.
And then all of a sudden he has pupils. Like, yeah.
Hello, and welcome to Meditation Minute. I am your guide, Louis Prada. Thank you for entrusting me to whisk you away from anxiety and deliver you into the tender embrace of peace. Let's begin today's meditation by getting comfortable, however you define it. Whether it's sitting in a chair with your feet firmly planted on the ground, or sitting Indian style with your feet tucked beneath you. I also want to begin by apologizing. I should have said cross-legged instead of Indian style just then. I don't know if it's racist, but it doesn't sound good. I'm not a racist, but, that's what we were just taught to say growing up. Didn't really even think about its connection to Native Americans. It was a different time. You know what? Let's move past it. Push the thoughts aside and sit in the least racist way possible. And let's refocus on our breathing. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out. In. And I really want you to understand that I'm not a racist. I want every listener to walk away from these meditations feeling spiritually purified. The thought that some of you may now feel gypped really hurts. And now that I hear it, I realize gypped is short for gypsies, who are often stereotyped as thieving swindlers. God damn it. I'm sorry for that too. Look, I really wish I could take that one back, but I can't. So instead, we will go back to our breathing. Look, I love racists. No, wait, I meant I'm not racist, and I love people. All people of all the colors. I would even love purple people if they existed. When the intolerant would call them grimaces as a slur, comparing them to Grimace from McDonald's, I'd say, hey, stop. Just like that, another racism averted. And the purple people would hoist me on their shoulders as their white savior. Damn it, you know what? I'm done with this. Never mind. I'm sorry. Episode over. I hope this guided meditation has brought you the serenity you seek. My name is Louis Prada, and this has been Meditation Minute. Namaste. And really, again, I'm very, very not racist. Namaste, not racist. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Namaste, not racist. Bye.
Okay, how about, what was it? We got Facts of Life.
What was,
Facts of Life is Different Strokes.
No kidding.
Yeah, no. Remember the maid lady, the redheaded big... Yeah, she was the caretaker.
No way. I did not know that.
Yeah, Tootie and all them, they showed up on Different Strokes. And then, boom. Next thing you know, kabam. Spinoff.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's connected. That's connected. Actually, speaking of which, one of the things that actually, I introduced Stu to before we even did the podcast was Tommy Westfall's universe.
Yes, yeah, this is really interesting. Actually, go ahead. So you explain it.
Yeah, I'll explain it to the audience. So, firstly, just Google it because we all live in the fucking future and you guys can just Google this stuff. But Tommy Westfall's universe. It's so the ending of St. Elsewhere. There was a character named Tommy Westfall who was autistic, which was handled in the most 80s way possible. In the most sensitive 80s way possible, which I'm sure they really, really captured, what autism was back then. And so the ending was they pulled away from, you see the outside of the hospital, and they pull out and it's snowing, and then next thing you know, it's a snow globe that Tommy Westphal is holding, and he's shaking it and so forth. And so this weird implication that the entire series was all done in this autistic kid's head, Tommy Westphal. So the thing is that St. Elsewhere crossed over with many a show.
Yeah.
And those shows crossed over with other shows. And now there's a tangled web of shows that all connect to Tommy Westphal.
That's insane.
From St. Elsewhere, everything from the Bill Dana show to Joey. Joey is on the list. That's right, your favorite show, Stu.
I love it so much.
I know you do. It even crossed over with Leave It to Beaver, if you can believe it. Hill Street Blues. You pretty much name it. X-Files, of course. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I think did I see Star Trek on there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Star Trek. Actually, you want to hear a great Star Trek crossover?
Yes.
So
obviously.
So the end of season, I guess it must have been like 8 or so.
We're talking about Next Generation.
TNG. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So Webster, which is it's in its last season. It's like season 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
So Webster's playing with his like little video game kind of doohickey.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he gets warped up to the Starship Enterprise. And he gets to hang out with Worf.
Okay.
And, I love how nobody actually really panics the fact that there's just like this tiny Emmanuel Lewis kid running around.
Yeah.
And, but they pretty much is an excuse for a clip show.
Yeah.
And they start talking about like friendship. And so then they use clips from earlier on.
Oh, God.
And here's the best part, though. Because it's amazing in a lot of different ways. And kids, if you haven't seen it, go ahead, spend 22 minutes watching some terrible 80s television because it's full of smiles. But here's the best part. It's the last episode of Webster.
Oh, no.
Ever.
So does he go away with the Starship Enterprise?
No, they send him home.
Oh.
They send him home. I know he's like 16 years old, and yeah. And but yeah, no, because the thing is that they realized they needed like another episode.
Yeah.
And they were filming on the Paramount stages.
Yeah.
And so they asked the people next door, which was the Star Trek thing. So like, can we use your bridge set? And so they did. And I'm telling you, it's I'm gonna force Stu to actually watch this with me.
Oh God!
I'm gonna pop a bottle of champagne.
I'll make the popcorn.
Yeah, and we're gonna have some beef stew.
Okay. Yes.
It's still stewing over there.
Still, yeah.
Actually, you might need to stir in a second.
Yeah, I'll do that when we're done.
Oh yeah. No, we can do it mid-show.
We'll just carry all the equipment over there.
This is what people come for. They come for fucking stewing stew. But yes, no, the last episode of Webster.
All right, so we're watching that tonight.
But if you look at the net of things, you'll see like on the Tommy Westphal universe is that Star Trek: The Next Generation connects to Webster.
Unreal.
Yep, it's the way it's supposed to be.
So I told you actually before we started recording, I told you I had a trivia question for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Star Trek, the original one, has 6 official spinoffs, like immediate spinoffs. So you already named Next Generation.
Okay, in general?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, if you want to just do in general, Deep Space Nine,
Yep.
Voyager,
Yep.
Enterprise,
Yep.
Discovery.
Yep.
Okay, and then they never made that one. This is gonna be this is
the one that's going to eat at you.
I know this is gonna be one. It's not that. It's
And
not
like a moron, I didn't write the answers down.
so you don't even know the answer.
But I know that you're right on the first one.
Yeah, no, I know that I'm right. I could say like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
You could,
Yeah.
which also had a lot of spin-offs.
Yeah, no shit. So, okay. How about this? No, I was going to say, can you name any Mighty Morphin Power Ranger spin-offs? But you probably couldn't.
no, like, wasn't there like an Aqua one where they were all underwater or something? I don't know.
I mean, kind of.
I didn't really watch the show.
Lightspeed Rescue had an aqua base.
I think you actually told me like about the show, that it was a show done in Japan originally,
Yes.
and they were like, okay, great, we're just going to take this and we're going to throw some teenage video into it.
Yes.
And that's just going to be the show.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. Is that they got a couple kids, and it's all we need to do is do 10 minutes of material for every episode.
The capitalist in me thinks that that's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Like,
No, I mean, but just I forget the name of the producer. But you know, he was in Japan and he just saw this like thing on television. He goes, "Oh, it's amazing! It's just a bunch of like guys in suits punching each other, like the Sentai footage.
I can sell it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And just interlace it with like all you do is 10 minutes worth of material every. And here's the thing that was actually impressive about Power Rangers, at least, was that it was 5 days a week. So that's a lot. I think the first season was like 60 episodes.
Right.
Like that's
impressive.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And they did that for like the first, I think, 6 or 7 seasons before they like, all right, we got to make this a weekly. Like, we just can't, we can't do this. This is exhausting.
It's got to make you wonder though, like maybe they bought like all of that footage from Japan and they were like, okay, this is probably not going to work, so let's put out as much as possible.
No, they literally ran out of footage after a while. But it was so popular in America, so like they actually had to like refilm some. So then next thing you know, the prices go up. And so then next thing you know, like the overhead is getting higher and higher. They're about to hit the ceiling with the overhead. And so they had to do like all this kind of stuff from scratch. But also God bless Power Rangers. That show is still on the fucking air.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. I mean, it's been canceled and shifted a couple of times.
Unreal.
But Nickelodeon is now doing it. But at one point,
doesn't surprise me.
At one point, Disney owned it.
I remembered the one Star Trek that you missed.
What's that?
It was the cartoon show.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, you tripped me up with that.
Which I actually really loved. I used to watch that on Nickelodeon.
I was about to say. They put that show on fucking Nickelodeon, and I was always so bored by it. I didn't get into Trek until Next Generation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely was not into the original, but when I saw the cartoon, because at that time it was like, okay, I've got 6 hours to kill every day. Let's watch TV. And I was like, ooh, like, all right, it's on Nickelodeon, it's a cartoon, and it's not half bad. Like, I was in.
Yeah, no, never got into it. I think they only did like 1 season of it.
It wasn't
as a
very
Trek
many.
fan, I know a lot about it.
Yeah,
but I haven't really watched it.
Never watched it.
Well, because it was all those things they wanted to do that they couldn't do in the '60s, we want a cat person, working the bridge.
Yeah,
they couldn't do that back then. But like animated wise, go for it.
Do whatever they want.
Yeah, go for it.
So there was a spinoff that I wanted to bring up because this one really upset me. Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Now, why does it upset you?
It upset me because I used to really like the cartoon.
Those cartoons were the worst.
Oh, they're terrible.
They're
the
worst.
Absolutely terrible.
The Herculoids. I fucking hated those.
But I was so into it when I was a kid. And when they came out with Space Ghost Coast to Coast, I was like, okay, this is great, but get me back to the original cartoon where they're actually out there doing stuff instead of him just interviewing people.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast was so fucking good.
I know.
One of my regrets is not being on that show. Yeah, I really, really wish. Yeah.
The only one I remember is Jim Carrey doing that show, and
I remember Beck doing it.
Oh
yeah. And remember my buddy Seth did it, and they were like,
okay,
hey, do you want to just jump on? And I was like, no, I was a little too shy, and I was like, I'll have a chance to do it later. And
no, you won't, kid. No, you won't. There was a question that I had for you because I know it's one of your favorite shows, if not possibly your favorite show. Do we count Saved by the Bell as a spinoff?
Yes, of course we do.
Okay.
Of course we do.
All right.
Yes, yeah. Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
Yep.
Hated it.
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell, fucking
Loved
gorgeous. And also, you could count the college years.
Yeah.
And also the New Class, which never really watched.
Wow.
I can say, I've tried it more than once.
Yeah.
But no,
never took.
No, it just didn't take. There'll never be a second Zach Morris. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another AC Slater. But yes, no, I do love Saved by the Bell, like way too much.
Yeah.
I have multiple drinking games set to Saved by the Bell.
And you got that. I sent you a picture once that was just very recently, actually. That was like a movie poster, but it has Mark Wahlberg playing Zach. It has The Rock playing Slater.
That's perfect.
And it has Michael Cera playing Screech.
That's perfect. I would fucking watch that movie.
Right? Who wouldn't?
I would. I am so fucking in. Are you kidding me? Now, I never really watched like Friends. You ever watch Mad About You?
I did, actually. I used to watch it a little bit.
So was it the same character, the Phoebe character?
No.
But it was supposed to be a twin or something?
I love that you brought that up. It's supposed to be her twin. And she like, they do have a crossover where the characters from Mad About You actually walk into Central Perk in Friends, and they think that it's Phoebe, and they start talking to her like, you wait on us all the time. And she's like, okay. And but they never make the connection that it's not actually her.
So okay. So that is technically a crossover.
It is technically a crossover.
Those two characters exist in the same universe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And actually, there's a crossover in Mad About You where Kramer from Seinfeld comes on.
Okay.
Like it turns out that Paul from Mad About You, he goes over to his old apartment to pick something up, and it's Kramer's apartment. And he's like, hey, whatever happened to that comedian that used to live across the hall? And Kramer's like, he's making a pilot for NBC now. And he starts laughing about it.
So that connects it to Cheers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, does it?
Frasier.
Oh, no.
You said Frasier.
Kramer.
Oh, Kramer. I thought you said Frasier.
No. Kramer goes
I
and
misheard you.
I think he goes out and has a drink
Let
with
me
Paul.
plug in my headphones again. Jesus.
Voicemails.
Hi, this message is for Bill Murray. Please give me a call back. Fuck you.
Voicemails.
So which is great because now we're talking, some of the crossovers. Obviously you had brought up before Simpsons and X-Files, which was a fucking delightful crossover.
It was a cute one. Yeah.
And also The Critic, where they actually, Simpsons and The Critic.
Same with Family Guy too.
Where they talk about the fact, like the whole thing, they make fun of crossovers on that show.
Yeah. And it's like, here it is. Here's what you want. Did you actually watch the Simpsons Family Guy crossover?
I don't think so.
Because I haven't either.
If I did, I remember it happening, and I feel like maybe I saw some clips, but I didn't.
I'm in the exact same boat.
Like it didn't hit it. You know what? It didn't hit me the same way that the crossover between Futurama and The Simpsons did.
Yeah,
that really
one,
was
that one landed. That
brilliant.
No, exactly. If it was so talked about, then I probably would have seen it.
Right.
At that point.
And arguably, I think you showed me the Rick and Morty Simpsons crossover, which is...
Well, they did the opening credits.
Where they did the opening credits, which
I love the fact they started doing that.
Yeah, me too.
Kind of opening up those opening credits to other kind of artists, like the Banksy one, or the Rick and Morty one.
Yeah.
That's special.
And when I was younger, I used to watch... I'm sure you probably did too. Scooby-Doo was a show that I really used to love.
Yeah.
And they had lots of crossovers.
Well, they had a lot of guests.
Yeah, but those guests were on other cartoons.
I guess so. I mean, I'm thinking more of like the Harlem Globetrotters, or which was on Futurama.
Yep.
But like Don Knotts, it'd just be like Don Knotts.
It
wouldn't be. It wouldn't be Mr. Furley. It's just like special guest Don Knotts, and he'd be drawn just like Don Knotts.
Just like Don Knotts.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. That's not necessarily a crossover, but the Globetrotters, that connects it to Futurama.
The one that I liked was Batman and Robin from literally from Justice League. Mm-hmm. Came over and did a Scooby-Doo episode and fought the Joker and the Penguin together.
Yeah. I guess and especially if it's the Adam West one that connects it to the Green Hornet. We're gonna get there's
Wow.
that. but also that's another one where it kind of connects to just like certain celebrities. Like they did that thing where they climb the wall.
Yeah.
Thing
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
they're climbing vertically.
Yep.
Which is always amazing.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, like people would open the window.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Davis Jr.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Sammy Davis Jr. Like, hey, what are you doing climbing up my wall? And so there's a lot of those kind of ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if those technically count as crossovers more than they do like cameos.
Yeah, I think those count as cameos. But there was a show. Oh God, what am I? Well, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had a lot of crossovers. I feel like.
What are you thinking of? 'Cause I didn't watch that show a ton.
He was on Blossom, but he wasn't Will from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was Will Smith, the actor who was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay,
And
that's a tricky one.
Yeah,
That's a tricky one. Because some of these crossovers also, like at least in the Tommy Westfall kind of sense, they count if it's like on the television,
right.
Like so if in the background like I Love Lucy is playing
Right.
during the show, then it
They
exists.
count. Oh, no kidding.
I think they kind of do.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't read the website in a while,
But
so
here's something interesting. There was a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode where Hillary gets to ride in an ambulance, like just around L.A., and the guy who's driving her is Anthony, Blossom's older brother. So he is playing his
well, there you
character.
go. That counts.
So it does count.
That counts. There you go. Yeah. Actually, it's right here. I just found it on the
Double crossover.
Boom, Blossom, bang. Yeah.
And they had
and Fresh Prince.
the final episode of Fresh Prince.
Apparently, the Jeffersons crosses over with ER.
Oh, I was going to say
and Mission Impossible.
the last episode of Fresh Prince, they're selling their house in Bel Air, and the Jeffersons come on as potential buyers.
Well, there you go.
And so do Arnold from Different Strokes and who was the guy who played the father? I don't remember.
Conrad Bain or Conrad something, yeah.
Oh, well, they come on as well as potential buyers of the.
Well, what do you know? Well, what do you know?
Well, what do you know?
Well, there's also Bob Newhart and the Bob Newhart Show.
Okay.
Do you know that one?
I do. I know the show.
Oh, but do you know that the ending is?
No.
Okay, so there's the Bob Newhart Show,
Yeah.
which was the original one from the 70s.
Wasn't it the one who was like, "This is my brother Daryl. This is my other
No,
brother Daryl"?
see, that's Bob Newhart.
Oh, okay.
So it's the Bob Newhart Show and then just Bob Newhart.
Okay.
So Bob Newhart, it goes about, it's a relationship comedy and I think also an office comedy kind of deal.
Okay.
Which is also what Bob Newhart was, but just this one, Bob Newhart was a bed and breakfast kind of situation as opposed to more of an office-y kind of setting.
Gotcha.
So they end the whole series with him waking up in bed
Yeah.
and next to him is his wife from the Bob Newhart Show.
So it was all a dream?
And he goes, I just had the weirdest dream that I owned a bed and breakfast. Yeah. And honestly, it's one of the more famous endings in sitcom history.
That's you know what? We missed Cleveland Show. Cleveland Show was a spinoff of Family Guy.
I like that all right.
I did actually kind of like it.
I liked it, and I never disliked it. I kind of just puttered out on it.
Yeah.
After about 2 seasons, I kind of just all right, cool.
Man, another one I missed, He-Man and She-Ra.
Well, She-Ra definitely. Is He-Man a spinoff of something?
No.
She-Ra, though.
She was a spinoff of He-Man.
I remember that.
And then they did, I don't know if it was a crossover first or if it
it was She-Ra would show up on He-Man, but He-Man wouldn't show up on She-Ra, or it's the other way around.
I
No, you're the authority.
even my steel trap memory doesn't.
Dude, you're the She-Ra authority in this room.
That was really early on in my TV viewing. I just remember in She-Ra there was some dude who hid every episode and you had to find him. And that's as much as I knew about that.
Oh God, the hiding guy. You know what? Green light.
After every episode, he was like, "Where was I hiding today?"
Like a highlights magazine.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow, way to pull highlights into this.
Yeah. I kind of remember that actually, because She-Ra wasn't really. I think maybe a season or two. But I remember when He-Man was on.
Yeah.
But like She-Ra was kind of just gravy, and like they didn't come on back to back.
No.
Because after you got your He-Man, you got like
your fix.
Thundercats, or you got like Silverhawks, even
Thundercats. There's a show that needed a spin-off.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I guess but
where do you go? Mumra's Adventures.
Yeah, exactly. Wile E. Kit and Wile E. Cat go to school.
Yeah, they it's weird. They're on Third Earth, and yet they all seem to be the only people that are there.
Yeah.
There's no masses that they're trying to win over.
And I'm not really kind of steeped in the mythology of Thundercats.
It's been
but
a
at the
while.
same time, it's been a while.
There we go.
I don't know what happened to First and Second Earth either. And why is it earthy?
I don't know.
Yeah, why can't it be called just Monkey Land? I mean, why? It could be called anything. It could be called Murderville. Why are we calling it Earth? It's just all right.
It's really lazy writing, is what that is.
They should really go with Monkey Land. That's what they should have done.
There was another spinoff I just thought of, Fuller House.
Yeah. Have you watched any of it?
Not one lick.
Okay. So I spent a very drunken weekend with my buddy.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God. All right.
My buddy in Minneapolis, and having a good time. And he kind of made me watch Fuller House. It was the weekend.
Liar.
It was season 1. No, it was season 1, and it had just come out. And so it's Netflix, so they're all out at once.
Yeah.
And so,
God, you binged watched Fuller House?
So yes, I mean, I think we did a good 4 episode sitting and stuff like that.
Wow.
And I mean, God bless. Actually, there actually is some elements to it that I can have fun with. Just have fun with, as in kind of just rolling around laughing at how kind of stupid the whole thing is. And I think the thing is, it's not as much fun as because they should be. It feels like either they should be making more fun of the source material.
Yep.
Than they are.
Yeah.
But also they're actually, but at the same time, they're trying to stay true to the tone of the original show.
Okay.
And it seems pretty confused. But yes, I had to eat. I mean, it's just eat Fuller House for about 2 hours. Just remember when you're a kid and it's you have that spinach on your plate or something like that. And your parents are like, you got to eat it. You can't get up from the table unless you eat it.
You try and spread it out a little bit.
Yeah. No. It's kind of just no, I got to sit here on this couch and we got to watch Fuller House. And all right, I can handle this.
All right, so I got a question for you then. What happened to Michelle?
Yeah, exactly.
I heard she's supposed to be in college somewhere.
Yeah, no. I think I don't know. She's off modeling or something. That's always what they do with female characters.
Yeah.
That's what they did in Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where Kelly went.
Yes. Kelly's I'm going to be a model. Goodbye forever.
In Paris.
Yeah. Here, check out Tori.
And then didn't she reconsider and come back?
Well, no, they brought her back. No, see, the way that they aired the episodes was every other episode was a Kelly kind of one, and the other ones were Tori ones.
Okay.
Which was
confusing.
I was going to use the R word, but
fair enough. Reversible?
Yes, exactly. Reversible. It was. Yeah, I'm off modeling in Paris now. And so. Yeah, I don't know what Michelle's doing. Honestly, I think they made a joke about it in the first episode, and I don't. Michelle Tanner from Fuller House.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Yeah, Sorry, we're back there.
Yeah,
all right.
Well, they're the same thing.
I was off in Kelly Kapowski land.
Kelly Kapowski and Michelle Tanner. Yeah. So, what about that show, Coach?
But wait, let me ask you. Let me ask you something though. Wasn't when Kelly left and went off to model? Wasn't Jesse off the show also?
Yeah, they both left. Elizabeth Berkley left at the same time.
But that's so weird because in the episode, there is an episode where Kelly has a chance to go off to Paris and model for a month. I always thought that was the okay, she's leaving episode. But like Jessie didn't get picked to go off.
Yeah, I forget how they wrote her off.
I don't know that they did. I think they just quietly just
yeah, just like boom. It's like we're gonna combine you two into Tori.
Yeah,
You guys get Tori now.
We're gonna have a beautiful, tough woman.
Yeah, exactly. She's pretty, but she wears a leather jacket.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Rides a motorcycle.
Wears a motorcycle. She's from New York. You don't want to mess with her.
Well, maybe she knows Jesse's stepbrother then.
Yeah, exactly. Who also was from New York
and disappeared.
Never seen or heard from again.
Even though he decided at the end of that episode that
he was going to
stay.
Yeah. Everything's going to be great. You know what? I like you guys. I'm going to stick around. I'm going to stop blackmailing all of you.
And then they send him off to boarding school.
Yes.
Or something.
Yeah, no, I think it's in the Wikipedia entries for like these, like for some of these side characters, is they all end with, and was never seen or heard from again.
I like that Wikipedia has to write the end of your stories.
Yeah.
Peter Engel.
End scene.
Speaking of somebody who's probably made quite a fair amount of money from spin-offs, Peter Engel.
Oh, yeah. No shit. Yeah, so everybody check out that 80s show. I'm sure it's somewhere.
We'll be watching the end of Webster now.
Yeah, honestly, I am going to pull that fucker up. We're going to eat beef stew and watch.
As soon as the lawyer call is done.
Oh, yeah. No, you know what? I'll have it on mute in the background just so you can watch the visuals of it. Well, yeah. And, yeah, so we have to run a business over here. Thanks for listening. Yeah, spin-offs and crossovers and so forth. Maybe we'll do another one of these because we'll get into Tommy Westfall's universe and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my God, that web is going to be fun.
Yeah, no, it's a what a tangled web we weave.
The sequel, a spin-off. Yeah, it'll be a spin-off of our podcast spin-off episode. What?
Mind equals blown.
Whoa!
I wish I had Hans Zimmer noise queued up. Yeah, so thanks for listening. Maybe I'll do an outro for this episode, but probably not. All right, peace out.
That's cool. I won't mention any of the places then.
Yeah, goodbye.
Find me.
Okay, so I'm doing a little add-on right here.
Right on.
So we're halfway through watching the Webster episode of SNL.
Woo!
Not SNL. Jesus Christ. TNG, The Next Generation.
Yeah. That's all right. It's some letters, basically.
Yeah, a bunch of letters. So, thoughts. Give me your thoughts because, yeah.
Well, I was just saying that it's really weird to see Star Trek: The Next Generation with like laughter on it and like a clapping audience or the
oh, and also they're laughing at like all the wrong spots. Not all the wrong spots, but like really non-funny bits.
Yeah. Although that might just be, because it's 35 years ago.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Well, not that long, but yeah, no, it's like 30 something.
It's pretty close.
Pretty close. So, yeah. So, your impressions so far?
Just almost unwatchable.
Yeah, you don't want to keep watching?
This is like torture.
All right, cool. So I'm going to hit play again.
All right, fair enough.
All right, okay, we're going to be back. Okay, y'all.
Wow.
Okay, wow, right? Okay, so we just finished watching the Webster Series Finale, which I had to actually emphasize more than once. It's not just a season finale. It's a series finale.
After 6 years, it's like the writers were just like, we got nothing.
Yeah, no.
We got nothing.
So, listen, Webster was teaching Worf all about fun. Did you learn anything about fun?
I learned apparently sports can be fun, but to Klingons, football is actually a tame sport, but it's as good as we can get down here.
Yeah, I guess. And also running.
Yeah.
So, okay. Okay, look, listen, this is a clip show. So just a fair warning to all of you people out there. But there's this scene where Webster is running a marathon. And they keep on he's got like little legs, and so he's not able to finish the marathon. In the middle of the night, George, his father, kind of pulls him over to the sidewalk and sits him down and kind of just trying to talk him out of finishing the 10K run.
Yeah, which is exactly what a pro athlete would do.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, son.
He would talk you out of finishing a race.
Well, listen, if your kid was a little, shorter than everyone else and it was not, built to be an athlete, I'm sure you probably say all right, kid, you did good. You did good.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like pro athletes are go all the way. Yeah, this is terrible.
I was about to say, so what's your overall review?
This is just, it's like with most series finales, I feel like the theme is with Cheers, I can't remember correctly, but I feel like they sold the bar.
It ended at the bar. Yeah.
I know that with Fresh Prince, they sold the house. Mm-hmm. So
closure.
It's closure.
Yeah.
Whereas this, what kind of closure is that? He wakes up and he was on the starship. Oh, yeah. See what I did there? Yeah. I ruined it. All right.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
No, I already said it.
I'm already there.
I already said it earlier.
All right. Yeah. He wakes up and realizes he was on the Starship Enterprise. And then he breaks the fourth wall, looks at the camera
I've actually freeze framed it.
Yeah.
So we're actually looking at Webster, looking at the camera with kind of just a look on his face. And no. And actually, that it was also fixed by Inspector Number 6.
Yeah.
They put little tags on your Atari controllers.
And I think it's very funny that they can't explain how he got onto the starship, but they're able to fix his controller to get him back.
Oh yeah, no, totally. No, it's not plugged into anything. Whatever. He's just yeah. Yeah. So, did you learn anything about Webster or TNG?
I learned that people in the 1980s liked to have fun in the 20th century.
Yeah. Did you learn anything about laugh tracks in this?
Yes. I found out that laugh tracks can be horribly mismatched.
Yeah.
Wait, he's not even done saying the line.
We're not even finished. We're not done yet.
We don't have the punchline. Stop laughing.
Stop laughing at me.
Why are you all awing? He hasn't said it. Oh, there it is. Now he said something cute. There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
I know.
And it really is bizarre to watch Star Trek and
with a laugh track.
With a laugh track.
Yeah, right?
It's so bizarre.
Especially with a terrible laugh track with terrible jokes as well.
And I want to point out, by the way, they chose Worf, the character Worf, to go on.
Who's pretty much, besides Data, is the most humorless character.
Exactly. With Data, I could get it. I could get behind it because he wants to learn more about
it'd still be terrible, but it'd be fun.
Yes, of course it would be terrible.
Yeah.
And did you notice that Worf sits in Data's spot the entire time?
Of course I do. Are you kidding me?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, at Ops, you mean? Yeah, I know where he's sitting.
He's the security officer. Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah. So would you recommend this episode of Webster to anybody?
I feel like people who are listening are going to have to watch it now so that they can enjoy it as much as we have.
Yeah. I even fast forwarded through some of the bad.
I know you did through all the B-roll.
Yes, all the B-roll. Oh my God, it was just. Listen, I mean, I recommended it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, what did I just get myself into?
You know what's even more amazing? They're doing a series finale, and the mom and dad do not come in for any new footage.
No, I think this was an accidental series finale.
Okay.
No, this was not planning on this.
Sure.
I think this was kind of just...
Their funding got cut, and they were like, oh, damn it.
Yeah, you guys are canceled, and you have you guys have 30 minutes to come up with something.
I was about to say, I'm looking at my watch. You got 20 minutes.
You got 20 whole minutes. Oh my gosh. Where's Michael Dorn? Let's put some prosthetics on his head. Let's do this.
They went out onto the studio lot. They were like, famous star. Who do we have? Michael Dorn, are you shooting Star Trek? You are? Oh, great.
I would love it's they go to the cafeteria and they find Michael Dorn, but Michael Dorn's still wearing his Klingon makeup.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just eating a hamburger with the shit on his forehead. I think that would be amazing.
Are you guys sure you don't want Patrick Stewart? He's right over there. Yeah, he's not really.
No, but you're closer.
He's not in makeup either.
Get over here. You're closer to the door.
Or they're doing odds and evens to see who has to do it with the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty awful. That's know.
Okay, I'm so glad I did that for you.
Normally, I don't complain about losing 15 minutes of my life, but that was in 15 minutes because Mac did, thankfully, fast forward through
the marathon. I mean, there's literally a part where there's a fucking marathon in this episode. It's a flashback, but still, it's like we don't have to watch the whole marathon.
Cool.
All right, cool. Yeah, okay, we have to call our lawyer again.
Toodles.
Toodly doos.
You are freaking lumberjack!